Okay. Yeah, we are recording. Yeah, very good.
Oh yeah, did you want us to take attendance today?
Attendance, yeah, just send your name to the chat. And so what is your question? You have class my integer, you
Yeah.
have the constructor, yeah. And the
Okay.
get looks like right.
So I'm just trying to wrap my head around it. So I've got the instance variable set,
Mm-hmm.
and then I've got the constructor set,
Yeah,
and I have the
get
get
that,
get
yeah.
method,
The
and
is
then
even, you call yourself is even.
right.
That's not right. You
Well,
cannot.
well, I'm calling the function down here that does the logic behind it because you
Uh,
ask because in the description it says to create three different is even functions. So
uh-huh.
each time, depending on the parameter, I pass it in. It does
Oh,
different.
okay. Then let's see your is even with parameter. The is even with parameter. Okay, you do that. Yeah, that looks right. That is a static method, not instant method. Yeah, that looks right. I didn't see any problem with that is even. Okay, what is your question? Let's first get to what is your question is.
I'm just curious why you have us creating three different types of is even, is odd, and is prime functions. Like,
Okay.
I
Oh,
understand that this one doesn't have any parameters. This one
mm-hmm,
takes an integer, and then
mm-hmm.
one takes uh, a class referenced
Yeah, yeah.
variable.
Okay, so let's see. Let's take a look. Your first is even. Very good question. Yeah, very good question. The first is even. It's an instance method. Is it? It's an instance method. So
Did you start the
assume,
record? Did you start the recording?
yeah, I started
Okay,
recording.
cool, cool.
So the is even is, the first is even right now, the one you are showing. You can highlight it so that we all know. Yeah, so right now we are talking about this is even, is it? This we call it the first is even. This is an instance method, is it? It's an instance method. So then in your driver, or we call it in the client program, if you create an integer, yeah, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, yeah. Zoom in. You have the n1, is it? N1 is a instance of my integer, is it? Its value is 5, is it? Then over here, you can highlight N1 dot is even. You can highlight the second state, yeah, the N1 dot. Over here, you call that is even. That is an instance method, is it? On N1, this specific instance, is it? So this is even is check on N1 itself. How does it check? It checks, use its instance variable to check. Is it? So you go back to that my integer.java file. Yeah, and here you use its own value, this dot value. You directly access this dot value. Is it? So you check it yourself. That's about this is even. That makes sense for this method?
Yeah.
Okay, then let's find that is even, that the other is even with parameter, not static, not the class one. Do you have that? You have two. What is the requirement? Ask us.
Let me pull it up.
Is both the other two is even a class method?
Yeah, we need like instance and class methods for both of them.
The one with parameter. Let's see. Can you zoom in? Method is even if that's returned true. If this, it didn't see. The static method is even. Oh, the other two are both static. Okay. Then let's go back to the let's see. Go back to the static one. Yeah, the second one you can highlight. The second static Boolean is even. Is it? It's even. And this is a class method because we have that static. It's not an instance method. Is it? And its parameter, it's just a what? It's just a regular primary integer number value, is it? It has nothing to do with your instance variable value, is it? So you just check this regular primary integer value. So within this method, within this is even the class, you didn't access the instance variables value, is it? And then let's go to the driver. How did you call this? Not this one, that is even. That is even with some value. You need to call that. You didn't test it.
I mean, this is the given main function.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is prime does the same thing. So wouldn't it reference the same?
That's the same story. Yeah, that prime. Yeah, that's the same story. Yeah, let's go back. And the prime is prime. It's the same story. Yeah. So you see here. So in case can you do that? Can you go ahead after that first system.out? Can you type? Can you just type system.out? Then .print line. Yeah, and then you can go ahead to check, like you say, okay, 10 is 10 even. Even, yeah. And then just call that class is even, yeah. Then you plug in, not in 1, yeah, you plug in 10, is it? Yeah, so you see the difference between this. Yeah, we can run it. Let's take a look at the result. Is it true? Return true, is it? So if you compare the first print line statement and the second print line, the first one is even, its owner is N1, is it? The second one is even. There is no my integer is instance. There is no my instant object you ever use on this second method, is it? So you just directly plug in an integer value called 10, is it? You didn't do anything with any my integer object. So did you see the difference between these two is even now? Anyone? Everybody got to the difference between these two? Is even?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. So then let's move on back to your my integer.java file. The third one is even. The third is even. Yeah, can you highlight it? Yeah, this is even, is it? And you do this way. Okay, that is also okay. That is also okay. So for this is even, the parameter is my integer, is it? The parameter type is what? Is the class type. It's not like the other class is even. It's just int, is it? This time the type of x is my integer. So basically it's an object. The other one is just a primary data type. Is it? Okay, then for this one, then did you see inside it, you call x dot get value. Is it to check? Because this time you want to check this x, but this x itself is not an integer number. Is it? It's not a scalar. Is it? It's an object. This x is an object. This x is on heap. Is it? It's on heap, not like 10. That 10 is on stack. Is it? That n1 is on heap. Is it? And this time, this is even, is that x is on heap. Okay, it's some object, some integer object. And then what you're going to check, you want to check, okay, if this integer, whatever value it contains, is a even number. Is it? It's an even number. So that's why over here, you call. So then let's see, how did you check?
I don't know. I probably
Yes.
didn't. Probably would be better off just to create another one.
Have you done this? Yeah, let's do. You haven't checked that one, is it? So this time you should do system.out.println. Suppose we check n1, okay? n1 is even, but you can call through a class variable, or not class, through class method. Then what you need to call is, you need to call is my integer. Is it? Because this is my integer that is even. And then whatever you need to plug in, n1, exactly. Yeah, you need to plug in n1. And then another parenthesis. And you can run it to see how it works. Did you see it's return true or false?
False.
False. Did you see the difference? This time, whatever you plug in is not a number. You plug in with that n1. Is it? n1 is what? n1 you call new on n1. Is it? So n1 is an object. Is it? So that's the difference. So do you know the difference now? Did you see the difference among these three methods?
I was fixing to see. So n1 dot is even, the object in the class. n1 owns this method.
Yeah.
Which is how it's referenced. And then this one just references the class and calls the method with any given number.
Yeah.
And then this one, it references it by passing it as a parameter. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Argument.
So my other question would be, you said this is an instance method, correct?
Hold on. Okay. Yes.
Okay. And then this is this just
the class method?
Okay. So this is a class method.
Yeah.
And then this one's also a class method.
Class method. Yeah. But these two class methods, their parameters are different. Is it? Right. Their name is same. What do we call this? Do you still remember? We have a specific professional term for this. What?
Method overloading.
Very good. Yeah, you still remember this. Yeah, this is a demonstration of method overloading. Is it? The method is same name, but the parameter is different. Is it? Between those two class methods.
So the way I have it set up is each.
I don't recommend the way you implement. I recommend you directly do this data value module 2. Don't call the other function. Later on, after we learn stack, you will see whenever you call other function, it has overhead. It's not efficient. You just think about, yeah, if you only have one, that's okay. But if you have millions of functions, millions of needed to call this, that's going to be an overhead. So what I would like you to do is don't call that is even. You change this start value module 2, just like how you implement that is even function. Yeah, just like value module 2 equal 0. Yeah, exactly. You should do something like this. Yeah. Yeah, but you can add this start value. Yeah, to make it clear. Okay, this is regarding the instance variable. Yeah. So do something like, and I recommend you do this for all of this. Don't call the other function. Just
Okay.
directly use module or division or whatever. Okay.
You want each method to have its own logic.
Yeah, yeah.
On the
Here
logic
shouldn't
of one.
do call the other one like a spiral. That's not a good implementation. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So got clear. You're done. That's all.
That's all I got.
Okay. Any other questions? Anyone else want to go ahead to? Let me maybe just pause because it looks like